The only thing that's better than getting the performance of a uniball upper control arm and the longevity of a standard ball joint is to get them both in one set of high-strength tubular control arms. The Icon Delta Joint Tubular Upper Control Arm Kit features Icon's unique Delta joint that has a travel and strength of your standard uniball joint, but features the long lifespan and reliability of a standard ball joint for any climate or application. Setting up the Delta joint arms prior to install, we grease the fittings where the polyurethane bushing will sit before installing them into the control arm. You will probably need a light tap from a mallet to get them to completely seat in the control arm. We also lightly grease the outside of the bushings to help with installation and to further prevent any possible noises. To remove the stock arms, we pulled off the front wheels and began to loosen the control arms from the strut tower and remove the nut, but we did not fully remove the bolts just yet. Next, loosen the control arm from the knuckle and leave the nut threaded on the last couple of threads so that we can hit the knuckle with a hammer to break loose the tapered end of the control arm. Now the nut can be removed at the knuckle as well as the strut tower bolts. You should be able to squeeze the bolts out around the coilover, but if not, you may need to remove the coilover from the truck. We have always been lucky enough to get the bolts out with some patience. Slide in the new Icon arm into the strut tower and replace the bolts. The nuts can also be threaded on, but not fully tightened just yet. Bring the control arm down into the knuckle and tighten down the nut to the tapered end. Once this is done, you can then tighten down the control arms at the strut tower. For future maintenance, you can use a grease gun with a needle fitting to lube the control arm delta joint as well as the polyurethane bushings. Like Icon's other upper control arms, the Icon Delta joints perform flawlessly and help give our BDS Fox 2.5 equipped F150 a bump in travel and control. Thanks to the fully seated Delta joint, we never had to be concerned with debris infiltration from both fine dust and coarse particles, which are plentiful out here in the deserts of Arizona. The only real downside to the Delta joint upper control arms is their price. They are roughly $100 more than Icon's standard uniball upper control arms. We would argue that the extra cost is worth it, since you're getting vastly improved long-term reliability over a uniball joint with all of the improved deflection, travel, and structural strength of a uniball. For us, there's almost no question that the Icon Delta joint upper control arms are some of the best on the market, and we'd recommend them to just about anyone looking to push their truck to the limit on or off the road. If you want to stay up to date with our project vehicles, click on the Projects tab on our website, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram.